Welcome to This Week in Our Collective Heads. We're going to talk about a lot of different gaming stuff in the news this week, but specifically, we're going to talk more about mobile games than we do almost any other week in the past.
I'm scared.
Stay tuned.
This week in our collective heads, wanna put an old rumor to bed. Stereotype that you've all heard, how we're all just angry video game nerds. Most of us have actual jobs, kids and families and cats and dogs, yeah. This week in our collective heads, this week in our collective heads.
Welcome to This Week in Our Collective Heads. I'm Patrick, and this is Kevin, the man who's harder on video game developers than almost anybody that I know. You hold a grudge.
Who do I hold a grudge on?
Bethesda. And a lot of others.
See, that's not a grudge. That's knowing that they don't make games that I want to play because I don't want to play buggy games. I think that I'm pretty forgiving of developers, and I tend to take their side in a lot of things. Like with the Andromeda stuff, like I feel like a lot of it comes down to the publisher.
This is true. Well,
so I am a lot harder on publishers than I am on developers, especially having read Blood, Sweat, and Pixels.
Yes.
Recommended by us.
Which you can see our review of also on YouTube. I find it funny how you, like, if a certain developer decides to do something, you're like, I'm not going to buy your stuff until you're doing this, which I commend you.
Well, I don't buy Konami stuff.
I commend you for doing that.
I don't think I hold a grudge, though, because I keep trying Bethesda stuff.
You do.
Like, because I got the red box of the Skyrim remaster whatever thing, and I was like, hey, I got my sneak and my backstab up to like 150 in the tutorial.
Yep.
I already broke this game. I can return it.
Skyrim has three breaks. There's a break in regards to your dialogue and your charisma and being able to talk to shopkeepers and stuff. There's a break for that.
Yeah.
And the other break is if you go all in on mage, you can summon, or what, I can't remember what they call it, but you can basically make armor and a sword on you and a bow, like out of the spell, and basically be a mage with full plate armor. And and you're one-shotting dragons with a bow, and I'm like, that's broken.
Bit much.
They wanted you to be able to do whatever you want, and they unshackled too much, in my opinion. But welcome to the gaming news. This is our gaming news show where we ramble and talk about the news of the week, give you kind of a rundown of the important things that happened in gaming this week in regards to news and new developments,
and also where we think they'll lead. Because a lot of times, the news will be like this little blurb, but it'll be like, okay, so based on that, here's probably what's coming up.
Context is needed.
Yeah. And one of the other focuses that we have is backwards compatible games.
Yes.
Because we really appreciate that Xbox One is like, yeah, keep playing those old games. This time we have Fable Anniversary, which is the first Fable game.
That way,
so
you great big Balverin turd!
They also have Fable 2 Games, which is Casino for Fable.
Yeah, I think a lot of people liked this similar to, I wouldn't say it's on the same level as, but similar to Gwent in The Witcher and playing poker and all those in Red Dead. It's something that a lot of people sunk their time into, in my opinion, specifically because it is part of the Fable universe.
Yeah.
I don't think it has as much of a pull as Witcher does anymore because we've been mauling you so many times.
Well, the other thing is that the money that you can make in the pub games is like you can bring this out, but it's like, yeah, but I have like 12 million out there. Money's a lot easier to come to in the real world, and for me, like I like poker. I don't like gambling. Because like roulette wheels and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, that's random. I'm not interested in that. There's not a skill element.
Something where you have actually. I agree. I don't like roulette. I don't like craps. Craps is if you look at it statistically speaking, that craps has the best returns and yada da da da. But you have no control over it.
Yeah.
So because of how. And it's not luck, because of how chaos works and because of how randomness works. It's just as, getting 3 7s in a row is just as likely, getting 3 of, say, a 5 and a 2 is just as likely as getting a 1 and a 1. Statistically speaking, it's enough that you may get a better payout, but the casino has craps in there and roulette in there consistently because they still get more cut.
Yeah.
You get more people who still sink money into it.
And if you have a chance to go all in with your soul, don't do that.
No.
Because then you'll have to go and Cuphead around, which you've been playing this week. And okay, so brief plug before we get into the news. Go watch those. He's putting up the successful runs of the bosses, and it's pretty awesome. I'm enjoying the heck out of it.
I'm putting the successful ones up there because it's very repetitive in learning the different learning the different enemies, learning different patterns, or sometimes there isn't a pattern, and having to deal with there not being a pattern. So I put the successful ones up so you guys can see how to beat some of these levels and how at least I did it.
So Spotify for me is broken right now, but if you have a chance, go on Spotify, look up Cuphead Rap. It's like it's a playlist of 4 songs, and they are amazing. Like rap is not usually my thing, but I am loving these. So the totes for this week, the topic of the episode show, which is where we give you a topic on Friday night and then kind of compile your answers and then put ours on top of those and just kind of put out a list of, hey, here's some good quality examples of this thing. Our totes for this week is racing games.
Yep.
So expect Mario Kart and others. So we'll have that at the end of the show or on a separate video if you're going to watch this on YouTube.
Yep.
And then if you want to contribute to next week we're going to be talking about single screen experiences.
Single screen experiences.
Yeah. So like the old arcade games.
Okay.
And then stuff. I'm going to allow stuff like Oregon Trail hunting minigame.
Sure.
Like where it was just like a one screen thing at a time.
Okay. I guess.
So yeah. So let us know what you enjoy about those. And from there, we'll jump into the news.
Yeah, starting with racing, as we just talked about. So the Gran Turismo beta, this is Gran Turismo Sport. Beta is coming out Monday. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to the podcast, it's basically today.
Yeah, and it's going Monday through Thursday.
So grab that. We'll also tweet out, try to remember to tweet out about it as well, just to remind everybody. These betas are a great way to jump in and test out, is this something that you really want? I mean, especially when it comes to racing games, and there's so much subtlety involved in a lot of these that it may not be for you. Gran Turismo Sport's probably, if you're a racing fan, you're probably going to like Gran Turismo Sport, though.
Gran Turismo is one of those that I've sunk a lot of time into.
It's a safe bet.
I enjoy it.
But we also have been playing the Battlefront 2 beta. Multiplayer beta has been out since Friday. I've got a playthrough of that as well, playing each mode. I've really enjoyed it. I think that similar to Destiny 2, Battlefront 2 it's everything that I wanted in the first Battlefront, but I didn't get. The story mode is not in the beta, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But the scope of these battles, the graphics, the frame rate's stable as heck. Being able to jump into these battles and even being someone who is crazy mediocre like I am, really getting to enjoy it. Especially being able to unlock some of these heroes. So depending on your score in the game, how many points you're hitting, depending on your kills and everything, then you can unlock these heroes, or in some cases the rocket, which is my favorite guy to play, the rocket troopers. Being able to have a little bit more mobility, having a rocket on a decent cooldown, but the customization in this is really good as well. Being able to customize your heavy troopers or assault troopers or what have you has been really great. I wish that we got more of the story mode. I do like that in the beta if you go to story mode, it plays this trailer.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying not available yet. I like that it shows the trailer. Also, the very opening of the beta is John Boyega talking about like how great Battlefront 2 is going to be, which I know he's an actor. I know that they're paying him to do that.
Right.
But the fact that he's a fan of it.
Well, I mean, John
Boyega
was when the original game came out. He actually tweeted. He was like, "Hey, story mode." And he kind of spoke for all of us on the internet who were like, "Hey, you're missing something." Yeah. And so when EA retweeted him and started replying, like I feel that was they are using him not in a bad way, but they're putting him forward as the example of saying, "Look, we heard you. We heard the feedback that you gave us on the first one. We were listening, and John Boyega is here to be our representative to you where he was your representative to us.
Yeah.
With the first one. And I appreciate that
I
because
really
it's
like
hard it's hard for the big name publishers to feel like there's a sense of community where it's like we're all on the same page here together.
Yeah.
Let's move forward.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not really interested in the multiplayer, so I'll just be getting it when the story
red box it or
when the story comes out. I don't know how long it's going to be.
the story comes out at launch.
No, but how long does the story take to play?
Oh, okay.
So like if it's like a 4-hour thing, then yeah, I'll probably Redbox it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's a serious campaign, and if that's the case, then I'll buy it. So yeah,
There you go.
there you go.
Well, I'm hoping that what they do with the continued DLC on it, I hope that it continues to add story elements and
That'd be
not just
cool.
maps. That's what I'm really hoping. But we'll see if that happens. Even if it's kind of one-off things where it's like, oh, here's the story mode, and you get to play in a Jabba's palace kind of thing, or you get to do kind of see
like
the underbelly, of course.
piecemeal type of stuff.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Where it's like. Kind of like Undead Nightmare was, where it's like, hey, let's just do this self-contained thing, and it's going to be fun, and it doesn't matter how it happened in the movie. If Jabba, did Jabba die? What happened at the Sarlacc pit?
This isn't canon. Go have
Go
fun.
for it. Yeah, I would really like that.
Speaking of piecemeal stuff and kind of collaborating and not collaborating, coalescing.
Yeah.
And bringing everything together. Street Fighter V Arcade mode is coming out. Or Arcade Edition rather, and so this is basically going to be all the DLC, all the things that were missing at launch, all the extra characters, all the extra stages, and then Arcade mode is going to be there. So that'll be like the story and the verses all kind of tied in together. And so there's going to be one new mode that comes with it, but mostly it's just kind of their version of a game of the year type thing, where it just has all the content in one place.
Yeah,
so that's going to be coming out January 16th.
Yep.
And so,
and that's spot on. The if you didn't play this game, like I played a little bit of it, it was okay, but there was so much that hadn't been released yet that this would be a great time to jump in. Like you said, it's a game of the year. If you haven't played it already and you like fighters, go grab it. I mean, Street Fighter is, to me, it's been one of the most consistent fighter series that comes out. Usually they just get better and better. There may be little tweaks in there, but they continue to hold their ground.
Also this week, WWE had like some Marvel versus Capcom and Street Fighter fights, and those were fun to watch. I really enjoyed listening to the commentary of these people who they're kind of in their wrestling personas, but there's a little bit of like them slipping through, and it's really fun. I would encourage you to find that on YouTube.
Was it up, down, down, or was it someone else?
It was
just straight up WWE.
Well, yeah, it was him. It was Trish. It was like a bunch of people. I don't know. I just threw out a name that I think is in WWE.
Nope.
Was she at one point?
Trish back in the late 90s, Trish Stratus?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know wrestling, but I do know singing.
You do
and
know
SingStar. Yeah. For my birthday, we do karaoke most years. And it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Your
birthday's coming up too.
So SingStar, it is. Mm-hmm. So SingStar is coming out October 24th. And that's going to be a thing where, for those of you who don't remember it from, was that PlayStation 2 or 3?
I want to say it was 2.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it goes back
but
that
it was,
far.
Yeah, so they released the track list, and it's a good list.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of different songs, and so basically you'll be singing into your phone, and it'll be assessing it and figuring out how all that goes.
Yeah.
So
I like that you get to sing into your phone. I mean...
Yeah.
It doesn't require peripheral.
Yep.
Yeah, I really like that aspect of it because smartphones are so prevalent now that should be fine.
Right. There's no barrier to entry there, and that it's also part of the what are they called? Whatever That's You was on. But it's like the PlayStation something experience, and so basically, I think that this one's going to be free, and then they'll rely on DLC to fund it or whatever.
Which is, to me, that's a great way to. I would rather see more titles do that when it comes to the singing or Guitar Hero-esque things.
Yeah.
Because if you give out the game for free, and then you just say, all right, well, just pay for whatever tracks you want.
And this is a different version of free to play that we believe in, because it's you have the opportunity to check it out,
Yeah.
and if it's something that you enjoy, if you like singing, if you like the Jackbox style games played on your phone,
then go for it.
Yeah, then you'll pick it up. And so we really like this idea.
It's a great model, a great business model. So I want to see more companies do that. We had some additional Mercy tweaks on Overwatch this week as well.
Yeah,
We just talked about this.
they had the big Mercy tweak,
Yep.
and Valkyrie ended up being a little bit more OP than they thought. And for those of you who don't watch Overwatch, don't worry, I'm not going to go too deep into it. But basically, Valkyrie would allow you to have her old ult with her new one, because you could resurrect quickly enough that you could get like 3 resurrects in a single ult. And so, and because you're able to stagger those,
too much synergy.
You were able to do a lot more with her than, and so basically she became required.
Mm-hmm.
And so whenever Blizzard feels or notices, I guess, that a player is essentially required, they're like, that's not quite what we're going for.
Yeah.
We want different varieties, different teams. And so the meta is changing again. And so this is up on the PTR. It'll probably come to the live server soon. But I just wanted to let you know about that ahead of time. And yeah.
I think that's healthy in any of these types of formats. I know I keep talking Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone, but it's similar, where if everyone is following a specific mold,
Right.
then the balance is not there in the game. And for a developer to come in and say, hey, we need to tweak this because... like you said, the variety, it shouldn't be that you need Mercy, that you need a certain loadout, otherwise you're inefficient.
Right.
Like, you should be able to, sure, there's little min-max bits of it, but you should still be able to play with adequate players with almost any configuration.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. So
Won't go too far
I'm sorry.
on
I started building teams in my head. So we should probably go to the next thing.
Overwatch Halloween Terror. So this is basically the second year of
Junkenstein's Revenge
Junkenstein,
again.
yeah.
Which is one of my favorites, because I prefer the events that are about the PvE.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather shoot computers any day of the week. They're also releasing some new monster skins, which I'm excited about. The Pharaoh one that leaked, I hope is real, because I want that one.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping. I know this was a big contention when it came to like the last year's Halloween ones and the ones for Christmas, that if you really want a specific skin, the amount of hours that you have to actually put into the game for the random drops and everything gets a little ridiculous.
Yeah. However, when the summer games came out, it's 3,000 credits to buy them when they come out. But when they roll around the next year, they introduce new skins at 3,000 credits. But the previous year's skins are now 1,000 credits and available again.
Okay.
Which is reasonable.
Yeah, that is reasonable.
That's not something where like you don't have to play compulsively every time the event comes out. It's like, hey, if this is something you're interested in, you can absolutely get it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
I do like that then. I didn't know that aspect of it.
Yeah, that's me taking care of my Overwatch TWIOCH crossover with that Venn diagram.
Well, yeah, Cass was asking like how much Overwatch I played when we were over at Alex's, and she was like, have you played Overwatch? I'm like, yeah. She's like, how much have you played? I'm like, I don't know, like 16 hours in total. Like, I played it 16, 20 hours. Like, I don't play. I've got a lot of games that I'm playing, and I don't usually have time to sink a good 15 to 20 hours a week, if not more, into a game.
I sunk about 45 minutes into Fortnite. That's off my PlayStation now. I don't want to play that. That is nope.
What I want to play though is The Well. And so this is by Turtle Rock. This is the developer that did Evolve, and I cannot be more excited about something like this. You get to it's basically a Dungeons and Dragons-esque VR game where you play either a wizard or a druid or an assassin or whatever. Unfortunately, this is only on Samsung Gear VR.
Yeah.
And what I'm really hoping is that it says it's exclusive, that I'm hoping that about a year after it releases that it'll go to elsewhere, because I really want to play this. I'm probably going to get a PlayStation VR, and I would really love to play something like this. I think that a RPG first-person puzzle kind of thing like this, it would be really cool to do. Yeah. I think Dungeons and Dragons and those kind of games lend themselves really well to this because you're already role-playing. Why not put me literally in a POV, situation and be able to run it that way? I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I want to play it. But I'm not getting Samsung VR for it.
But if you don't want to spend more money, you could just play the Stranger Things mobile game.
You can.
Which is free with no microtransactions.
Yes.
And so that's coming out at the end of the month. Have you played any of it?
It's out. I've got it on my phone. I've not played it, though. I just downloaded it.
Recommended. I've played about 2.5 hours of it. It's really good. Like, the puzzle elements are tricky, and it's challenging, and like you get to switch back and forth between various things and collect Echoes.
So you said the puzzle aspect of it, because I want to stop you there. You are not a big fan of puzzle games that take too long, and that it's not necessarily the puzzle aspect. It's if they're not intuitive enough. Right. And so you still enjoyed the puzzle aspect of this?
Because the puzzles are very clearly laid out. Like one of the things, and I think I've told this story on the show before, but like I've played 3 different Uncharted games for about an hour each. I've played Golden Abyss, I've played Uncharted 1, and I've played Uncharted 3. And I'll play the game, I'll shoot some people, I'll climb some stuff, I'll drop in some stuff, I'll fall into some pits, and then I'll get to a room, and they won't let me out. And I'll look around and I'll be like, okay, there's a puzzle here somewhere. I don't know where the puzzle is. I'm done. I'm fine with
2 minutes. It gives you a hint. In
I'm
5
fine
minutes,
with
it gives you a second
trying
hint.
to solve the puzzle, but I don't want to have to solve a puzzle to find the puzzle to solve the puzzle to leave.
Yeah. But it gives you a hint as to where to go and what to do.
Nope, my time is too valuable. 100 seconds is my limit.
100 seconds, really? Yeah.
That's to find the puzzle. So, anyway. So, on that note, I'm also playing Hue. But see, the thing is, I can appreciate a well-designed puzzle game.
Sure.
I can appreciate Limbo. I didn't enjoy my time with it. I'm glad I beat it, though.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate the what it takes to make a good puzzle game. And for me, the action puzzle games are not good. These ones, like you'll come onto a screen, there will be a bear. There will be a thing that a little beehive. You can shoot the beehive, and the bear goes, "Honey!" and he runs and gets that. And then I can see another beehive, and I'm like, okay. So if I hit this, I can move the bear here. I can move the bear here, and then he tramples through the log, and then I can go through the puzzles are clearly laid out so that even if once I've figured out the puzzle, I can solve it. I don't have to solve the puzzle and then spend another 20 minutes trying to actually make it happen, which is my issue that I'm having now with you. It's like I figured out the puzzle. I solved this puzzle about 10 minutes ago, but I have to jump over this thing, and then while in midair, I have to do the color change mechanic. So I have to make the jump, do the color change mechanic, and do it all at the right time.
But when it comes to Uncharted, the one thing that I appreciated about it was, it took what Tomb Raider did. It's like, here's adventure. Now you're in a puzzle room. Yeah. Adventure. Now you're in a puzzle room. Right. And Uncharted went adventure. Now you're in a room, and it's more accurate. Where you're like, oh, what the heck do I do now? And you can hear Nathan like trying to talk through it,
right?
Because it's not an overt puzzle, and that's what I appreciated about it is that instead of it being here's a puzzle room, here's the blocks, here's a square block, and here's a circle block, and here's a triangle block, and you put them in, and then it works.
Yep.
Like instead of that, it's okay. I'm stuck. I'm stuck here. There's writing on the wall. How do what writing makes sense?
See there.
I've never spent more than 5 minutes on a puzzle in Uncharted.
Okay.
Like. Tomb Raider, the reboot Tomb Raider had harder puzzles than Uncharted.
Okay.
Like, it just surprised me. 100 seconds.
Okay, that was a bit of hyperbole. I've seen the hints.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't understand the hints. Like there's some kind of disconnect between the way that they lay out puzzles in Uncharted that I can't do. And like there were some puzzles in Last of Us, and those were fine. Yeah. I didn't mind those at all. So I don't know what the disconnect is between Uncharted.
I don't know either. But it's so cinematic. It's so good.
Right, but the thing is that really helps because I'm not yelled at on the internet for being a PlayStation fanboy because I don't like Uncharted, and all PlayStation fanboys love Uncharted. So, next thing, something that I am legitimately a fanboy of and would defend that I am a fanboy of is Neo.
Yeah.
The Ninja Theory game, we've talked about it a lot, and it's coming to Steam, the full edition and everything, and I highly encourage you, if you didn't play it because it was on PlayStation and you're a PC gamer or whatever, check this game out.
Yeah.
Neo is a fantastic, I think it's the best version of a Souls game by somebody other than From.
I would agree.
Because we've tried The Surge, we've tried Lords of the Fallen, and yeah, this is just the best of both worlds, and it has a much clearer story than the Souls games do, and I really enjoy it.
I think that's something that will allow people who maybe Souls didn't click with them or Bloodborne didn't click with them. I think Neo, if you like the gameplay aspect, the hardcore gameplay of Souls, but Souls just didn't do it for you, I think that story aspect of Neo may do it for you, because Souls, I appreciate the environment, I appreciate the action. Sometimes I don't catch all of the different references. Like when I'll listen to you and you or Christian talk about certain aspects of Dark Souls, and I'm like, who is that? Wait, you mean when I killed the thing? Like, I may or may not.
You also go a little homicidal in Souls games, and you end up killing a lot of people that were more fun to talk to.
Okay, depending on what I'm trying to do, yes.
Okay.
And Demon Souls.
Okay, Demon Souls.
I had to.
That one I loved, but that one you knew what you were doing in those situations. I've seen you get frustrated with characters or just run up and kill people that you were supposed to talk to because you're like, oh, I can get a backstab in. You did that in Bloodborne.
I did that.
I don't remember who it was.
I was going to say
you straight up killed somebody.
I don't remember that. I thought you were going to talk about the undead merchant in Dark Souls 1 because he's sitting there and he sells you a couple things, and then it's like, okay, I'm never going to need to talk to this guy again. But if I kill him, I get the Uchi-Katana.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I'll kill him and I'll take that sword.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a murderer. So anyway, play Neo on PC.
Yeah. We got a big, speaking of the PlayStation and all that, being PlayStation fanboys, which we aren't. PlayStation got the 5.0 update, which I wasn't as excited as the 4.5. 4.5 got us the 1080p streaming when it came to the PS4 Pro, which I'm really enjoying, and a lot of other great things. But the update did give a few things. First, a lot of it dealing with Messenger. Your Messenger now you can add full the actual links when you send a link. It'll do a little preview of the website. I've never tried to do this, and I don't think it's a very good platform for trying to send links to websites.
Not especially.
No. So you can also follow people who you're not verified friends with.
Yeah, and this is the thing that's most exciting for me because I'm friends with USP, so I can see like what Shuhei's doing right now. But like a lot of people, they have the 2,000 friend limit, and I understand that. I get that.
Yep.
But especially with them rolling out, like this past week they did Cliff Bleszinski's favorite games.
Yeah.
And I like that because I'm like, okay, if he likes this game, you can kind of follow tastemakers and see, okay, they like this game, and this game. I like the first three. Let me check out the fourth one.
Yeah.
And I like that idea. And so I think that this will enable people to be able to build better follower lists on that platform. Yeah. So I like that part. And then they also had like tournaments and things.
Yeah, so
up to 60 teams, which is crazy.
We also got stickers,
stickers.
With Messenger. Again, more Messenger stuff that I don't really care about.
Yeah.
So the teams, and this is one thing that the tournament thing that's been pushed out. I don't know which games are really latching onto it yet. I think the Uncharted was one of the ones, the multiplayer of that. Mm-hmm. I think that it's cool to have this aspect. A lot of it seems to me, not to say PlayStation's trying to say it can do it better, but it's trying to take a lot of these things like Messenger and being able to follow players and being able to do tournaments and try to make it all homed within the PlayStation ecosystem.
Yeah.
As opposed to saying, oh, I like this player, I'm going to follow him on Twitch, or I like this person, I'm going to follow. And I think that I don't think any of these things are bad moves. I think that...
But there are other platforms that do them better already.
I don't know who's going to adopt these systems and use them in their everyday life. I'm sure some people will. I'm sure some PlayStation fanboys will, because they want to really dig in and utilize it to its fullest potential, which is not a negative thing.
Right.
I'm just curious, as the community as a whole, will the community as a whole go, I'm going to do these tournaments more, and I'm going to actually follow this player, because personally, if I'm playing, every time that I play, I have my online status. I try to keep it off.
Yeah.
Because every time that I'll play a game, I get invites to play other games. Or every time I jump on PlayStation, I get invites to play Overwatch and a bunch of other games, and Overwatch and Battlefront, and
I'm already playing something.
I'm playing something, or I'm watching Netflix. It's like, no, I don't. So I have my status set to offline because I don't want that.
Well, one thing that will help, and I guess you missed this in the update, but whenever you're watching video, notifications from other stuff will be turned off.
Very cool.
Which includes like, hey, your controller is disconnected, or you're getting a message from someplace. Those are annoying when I'm sitting here trying to watch a show.
Yeah. What I still want to have disconnected is I want the update when I'm streaming to Twitch. I don't want it to ping up on my left, on my corner.
Yeah, because if you don't have chat.
Yeah, because I've already disabled chat. I just want video.
Yeah.
I don't need to see that I have more viewers or that I have people in the chat.
Yeah.
If I don't have chat here, that means that I must be using another device. To me, that is complete common sense. If you want to be involved in chat,
especially considering the fact that if you see that message and then you pull it up somewhere else, you can't actually see it.
You can't see it.
Not helpful.
You had to already have your screen up. So I don't see a reason to have that on there. One thing that Xbox does, which I wish on the Xbox side of the house, I wish they would tweak this. Xbox does not have the pop-up that is visible on the stream. What Xbox has is a little strip on the bottom that says you are recording. You have this many people watching.
Yeah.
And this is how long you've been recording. Okay, that's cool.
But, and that's useful to me, and it's not showing information that's useful to me to the other people.
Correct. But my problem with it is that it's right on the bottom of the screen, right about here.
Yeah.
And if you're reading text, it's in the way of the text. So I wish that Xbox would do Xbox and PlayStation would find a happy medium here. Don't make it visible to anyone else. And only have it pop up when there's an update. Someone else is watching. You got a comment. Have it pop up on the bottom, on the side. I don't care where it is. Have it pop up. Don't show it to my stream.
Yeah.
Because I've been I was on a stream last week. I was streaming Cuphead, and someone came in and started trolling because I only had 2 people watching, so they started trolling, and kept messaging over and over and over again. Now, if I was playing on PlayStation, that would pop up every single time.
Yeah.
Because on Xbox, didn't show to everyone else.
Yeah.
But they were making fun of the fact that I only had 2 people watching. Like, okay, we don't have a lot of people who watch on Twitch for gameplay.
Yeah.
But we have more YouTube. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And someone was trolling me. So I would like
Humans are the worst.
I would like it to pop up for me, not for anyone else. Get it out of the stream because it's annoying, and there's no need for it. If, like I said, if you're going to watch chat, you already have to have it up.
Yeah. So those are our suggestions for the next update.
Yeah.
For Xbox and PlayStation. Speaking of things that are neither one of those.
Yeah.
Mobile games. This kind of goes back to the whole Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Most of the time, we're not really into mobile games, but we know that there is potential there. It could be something great. And we actually both think that EVE Online is something that could be fantastic. They are bringing EVE to mobile devices. It's going to be out in spring of next year. It's called Project Aurora, and I believe that it'll be tied in the same way that like Dust 514 was tied
Correct.
in.
What you're doing affects the economy in some way.
Yeah.
The economy of the EVE game. So like which is the heart and soul of EVE.
Yeah.
So to be able to do that.
It's also become an economy large enough that it does translate fairly easily to real world money.
Yeah.
And that aspect of it amazes me. And for those of you who have been following that one, and then what's the other one? I don't know. Anyway, we think that they'll be able to pull this off, and I'm looking forward to being able to play this on mobile. I don't really do mobile games, but this one I see the potential for that, and I'm looking forward to it.
I could see trying it out. One thing that I know, this is the double-edged sword, which I'm curious how they'll handle. If you're playing on the mobile aspect, the mobile version of the game, will that link to a current EVE account, which I'm assuming that it will. And if it does that, are you then able to pull your funds from your EVE account to do stuff on the mobile aspect of it? I'm curious how that'll work.
I don't think it will, because when they did Dust 514, those were they influenced each other, but you couldn't transfer between them because they already have these giant corporations that would be able to immediately break the game for everybody else.
Exactly. That's what I was basically worried about.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to be able to possibly pull someone in who's a mobile gamer who hasn't played EVE. Maybe they really like this aspect of it, and they shouldn't be steamrolled by a corporation that's been working for the past, 8 or 9 years.
Yeah, with all their spreadsheet powers.
That's what EVE is all about.
It really is.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments if you have played EVE and what some of your favorite games to play online when it comes to the economy are. And are there any of these games that you're really hoping to check out, like Street Fighter?
Indeed.
Yeah.
See you next week.